The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you see how it is, it's so inviting. The papyrus, we're all so online. The papyrus, put it on my top every month.
Hello, welcome to the Papyrus TV Africa. Today I am with someone I have admired from afar, a close son of Nigeria, very close to Nigeria heart. I am going to be talking shortly with Honorable Alhaji Ibrahim Babangida. He's a member House of Representatives representing Malum Feshi and Kafur Federal Constituency of Katsina State. Yes, he is also the Chairman House Standing Committee on Capital Market and Institution.
The ambition is something that every individual has ambition, and it is quite true that we are taking consultations, we are studying the situations. You know, in politics, you just can't say you want to move from where you are to the next level until you have assessed the situation, you have made the necessary consultations, and where you feel is comfortable, and you are going to get the necessary backing in politics.
So, have you gotten necessary backing?
Well, it's too early to say this because we still have a lot of processes to pass through. You see, why we feel we have to produce the next governor from our zone is because if you look at the immediate first two governors prior to Masagi, they are all from Katsina Central. And Umaru Musa spent 8 years, Shema spent 8 years, that's 16 years. So Funtuozo has spent only 8 years, so we're entitled to complete our many 8 years, even if somebody is talking about rotation. So that's why we feel, and we're also disadvantaged.
Okay.
Disadvantaged in the sense that the zone has not benefited much. Not benefited much because, you know, if you remember in that assembly, I sponsored establishment of Federal Polytechnic, oppositely it was established in Daura. The president is from Daura. The minister is from Daura. Most of the key head of agencies, political appointment are from Daura. Most of establishment of institutions are in Daura. So we felt we owe it to come out and contest for the governorship of Nazo.
Okay, apart from the things you have mentioned, that your zone is disadvantaged and some of them, what would you say it's the major thing that inspire you to want to contest for this governorship aside from just that?
You see, we have noticed we have a lot of challenges. We have a lot of challenges. This government of the APC has tried their best, but there's a gap, a lot of gaps that I think we have to fill that gaps. I know when you want to fill in gaps, you have to look at capacity, the ability for somebody to fill in that gap. You see, generally, most of the Nigerian states, if you look at the ITR, the intellectual revenue, the investment portfolios, and so many other things that are required to boost the development of the states are missing. Because one is that some people, they lack that particular basic knowledge. Because it's going to rely on a consultant to give you direction, for you to conclude on what to do. Then, which means there's every possibility or tendency that the contractor may put his interest first. What is going to benefit at the end of the day, no matter how good the project is, going to put itself first. But I believe a lot of people, we have been hearing that the people that want to contest for the governorship, we're not trying to say that they don't have the capacity, but if you look at the antecedents, it's not going to be almost impossible for them to manage their states because of the gap they want to fill. I've spent 17 years in the public service. I have a required academic qualification. I did my master's in 1998, completed my master's. That's about 22 years ago. I'm a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Institute of Taxations. I'm a fellow at the Institute of Management. I'm a member of the Institute of Brokers. I spent 17 years in public service. I was head of fraud investigation for 5 years. I'm one of the team of investigators, the FIRs. I work with FIRs. We set up the investigation department 10 of us. So I've been in the house now for 10 years. You know, when you work in any revenue service and you are in the audit and investigation department for this long, you should understand how the economy operates. Because there's no sector, economic sector, that we are not going through, either investigate it, review the audit performance, ability to source for money, because you can't rely on the allocation. Statutory allocation from sets, you rely on that to boost the economy of the state. So I feel I'm a better qualified candidate. I had the interest of the people at that. When I went, I contested on the opposition political party. Then it was ANPP. And when you have a sitting government, a PDP sitting government, and you go and you are contesting for local government, everybody has a history that most of us say they hardly conduct local government elections. But we went and we did our best. We nearly took it. But because we are from the opposition side, we allowed it to go.
We know what happened.
Then we now came back under the CPC. I contested for House of Reps. And here, in 2011, I can kiss my chest. I had the highest number of litigation. I had 9 ruling and judgment. All of them in my favor. The highest in 2011 political litigation. I survived it for 2 years.
It was stressful.
Yeah, so we came back at assembly. I think because of what I did in the summer assembly, people realized that it's not easy to take me to court.
Okay, what would you say about people rushing to court for litigation immediately after election? For me personally, I feel it destabilizes the person that occupies the office. You know, it distracts the person and it watered down the potentials and the results that ordinarily such person would have brought to the constituents or the community.
Some people go to court so that they will suffer the guy on the seat. They want to make sure that at least you have spent some millions of naira to take a lawyer, maybe if you have a good case. So you have to waste that money on the lawyer. They are indirectly, like you said, affecting the constituency. Because if, for example, I'm elected to represent my constituency and somebody took me to court, you see, even if he doesn't have a case, he will go to court. Because he doesn't have any good lawyer, because he doesn't have a case. But in your own case, you have to take a good lawyer because you are a sitting member. So maybe the list you can give, a lawyer is about 20 to 25 million naira. If you are moving from High Court to Court of Appeal, you pay another, if you are going to, so indirectly, some people spend over 100 million naira on cases, on the cases that somebody doesn't have a case. But just to make sure that you suffer, godfatherism. These are the things that are causing all these problems. A situation where you allow people to elect their leaders, you see all these cases of litigations. But in most cases, you see somebody who pass through the primary election, you own his ticket, just because it's not in a good book or somebody, they will replace him. He has no option to go to court. So in most cases, you find that it's because some people feel the political party is a private enterprise. They can do what they like. Okay, let me tell you my story. My story is that what I was telling you about the summer assembly, I contested election under CPC. After I have won my election, somebody from ACN, when we did the election with the ACN, they now went and put his name. That is the one that won the election. That was the beginning. Unfortunately, PDP has already taken him to court when they gave me certificate. So PDP went to tribunal that they should give my certificate and give the other guy for them to continue because I lost out. So you see, the issue of Nigeria is discipline. Discipline and corruption. As long as we will not allow people to determine who represent them, as long as we will not allow internet democracy to take place, that's always going to be an issue. You know, the only way we can assess, if you look at the role of the National Assembly when it comes to the issue of making rules, oversight, and budgeting. We couldn't go for oversight because of COVID-19. We couldn't implement the budget. We have to bring the revised budget because of COVID-19. So basically, you should give us to the end of the year so that we'll be able to assess the performance of the National Assembly. Because there are a lot of disruptions. Because when you assess performance, you compare it to possibly the immediate funds or the previous ones. But now I have no any basis of comparison. It's very unfortunate. I'm a member of the committee. But at the level it decided not to go. Because you see, when you are doing this type of investigations, there are certain basic rules that are rule of engagement, where both the National Assembly and people that are invited were supposed to adhere. The issue is, if there's an allegation, you don't conclude unless you prove that that allegation is true or wrong. So we as National Assembly, there were a lot of personal issues that went through. It's good that they intervened and the chairman sat down, because one of the accusations is that the chairman also is a consultant in the NDDC. So you can't investigate a case where you are involved. And luckily the House quickly intervened and said, okay, you should step down, the deputy should take over. And one thing I noticed again is that majority of the people in the Niger Delta, they have grudges. They already have grudges, so they couldn't allow the committee to function effectively. Everybody is bringing his personal grudges into the operational activities of the committee. That's what happened. Because if you monitor the activities, the shouting, the talking, most of them come from the Niger Delta. So if you want to investigate this type of things, I think it would have been better to have set up an ad hoc committee. Pick people that are not interested, that are not interested parties, and allow them to do the investigation. But why a situation where people are interested parties, because they come from the same source, you don't deny them the fact that they are members, they can participate, but you don't bring your personal issues when you are to come to bear when you are doing investigations. I think that was what I thought that it has disappeared, maybe because of the corona. You know, at a point we suspended. I tell you now, that investigation cannot just disappear. It's not possible. The Problem Commission are just taken off because they don't even have full staff capacity. Because I remember about 4 or 5 weeks, somebody called me that they are trying to pick and recruit some people. So which means that they don't even have full-fledged staff to run the agency. And mostly it's because of lack of funding. Because in most cases we find that the COVID issues, so many factors, drop the revenue. You have to give them to cover their overheads and some aspect of their capital, and also to run for people that are personal costs. So I think they're just trying to struggle to take up. But if you notice that almost all the regions are bringing commission. That's why, to me, I don't believe we should continue to establish commissions. Most of what the government wants to do should do it through the budgetary process. We have established ministries, agencies that are responsible to do A and B. Because if you continue to establish agencies, you continue to create overheads. And at the end of the day, the amount of overhead we are creating will have been used in providing some infrastructure and some other reasons. We can all agree, just like we did in Sukuk. They collected, they issue 100 billion Sukuk, they gave each region 10 billion. So if they want, if there are certain specific projects that they want to take across every region, or interventions, or peculiarities, or emergencies, we can attend to those issues. But we can't continue to run Nigeria, everybody is putting a claim that I have NDDC, or this one North Development Commission, the Southwest Development Commission, the North Central, what in essence? If every region will develop its own commission, it doesn't make sense. So I'm of the opinion that the government activities should be channeled through all the MDs that are directly responsible. Let us start doing a proper budgeting process. I was always telling people that what we are doing in Nigeria is fund allocation. You just allocate fund to put it ahead. You remove what you want to remove, you pay, put what you want to put. That's all budgeting. That's how every year our abandoned projects are on the increase. Somebody will put projects here because maybe it was done by somebody that they don't like this. It will not be funded, and this one continue according to the government in power. It doesn't make sense.
And it's money from the same source.
That's what I said. We're all Nigerians.
Yeah.
And you see, when you are providing infrastructure, you are not providing for APC or PDP or PRP or any, you are providing for Nigerians. When you construct a road, you put a restriction on people from other political interests or political allies not to pass through the road. So we need to understand that we have to sit down and find out the most amicable way of managing our public resources.
How would you say the people you represent, let's start from home, feel about Mr. President? And let's come to Nigeria general.
Mr. President, the president for Nigeria is not a president for President. So we don't expect him to feel biased about, let me tell you, in the 8th Assembly, I confronted the Minister of Works. I said, why is it that in Katsina State we don't have a single project where the president comes from? We don't have a single project. Single, known for almost 4 years. That was when they started Zaria Funtua dualization. And if they started from Zaria, at the end of 4 years, there won't be any project in Katsina. So they started from Funtua. That was also a good project. So what I'm saying is that the president is a president for Nigeria. And you know, the president has delegated his power to the ministers and the rest of them. And what we expected is for them to be fair when it comes to the issue of infrastructure. But you see, he is doing well because whether we like it or not, he has tried his best in tackling the issue of insecurity. All the bombing, daily bombing and whatever that is going on. And number two, if you look at all the issue of corruption, people are trying to be very careful now, unlike before. Even though you cannot completely eliminate it, because the structure to eliminate it there is not, you see, let me tell you, I think our major challenge in Nigeria has to do with personalized governance. If you go to any other ministry, the minister will feel is doing you a favor. You feel it's private enterprises. If you go to any MDA, the head of the agency will feel it's private enterprise, which is not supposed to be. So the system of governance, that's our major challenge. And for all of us, for those of us in Katsina, we've been with the president for almost 16 years. Because we've always been on the opposition side. We win our election, we took it away from us. We try again, we take it away from us. Because if you look at in 2011, we had 3 senators. 12 out of 15 members House of Representatives, and we lost the population. We have all the state assembly, 12 out of 15, and 3 senators, and we lost the government. So honestly, the issue of if I try to assess the president, some people feel I'm biased. Because, well, we have the same, for a very long time, we have the same ideology, the perception about Nigeria, how we want to change Nigeria, and the rest of it. But if you look at this government, substantial people in governance now are former PDP members. Check all the governors.
Do you think that's wrong?
It's not, you see, we are talking about ideology and departing from the past.
Okay, I get it.
We are talking about departing from the past. If you go to the Northwest, I think in the Northwest, almost all our governors were former PDP. Check it and see. So it's just like PDP making an alliance with the opposition and coming to power. All the political parties, they are the same. All of them, they are the same. What politicians are looking for is platform. So it all depends on the arrangements. You cannot say with precision that PDP will take over APC or APC will sustain. But the advantage is more on the ruling party, party that is on ground, because everybody will want to align with the ruling party. So in politics, if you look at the margin of success factor, you will find that all the 2 political parties have to work very hard to change the position or to sustain the position. APC has to work hard. That's why they are put in the conciliation committee, talking to people that are agreed, maybe bringing down people that have left the party for one reason or another, and that's politics. You have to, when the time comes, everybody has to align and align. So it's going to be difficult for everybody to come and tell you that this is what will happen. Because all the political parties are not even concluded their congresses. And congresses are source of crisis. So for someone to sit down now because based on performance we are going to, no. We have to wait for PDP to conclude their congresses. Let them put their national chairman. Let everybody see it. Let them put it, because I finished their state congresses. But they are not concluded their national. So the election of the national chairman may also bring a lot of discussion in the party. APC have still started their congresses. They are going to start their congresses from the what? By the time we are able to successfully conduct a fair congress, then there will be minimal of crisis.
Yeah.
But there are still front crisis activities that will determine the direction or otherwise of who wins or who loses. You come from the same seats, two or few. People may not understand that everybody has different opportunity.
Yeah.
Somebody that can go and spend 10 naira, somebody can spend 100 naira.
Yeah.
Somebody that can go and source for 10 motorcycles, somebody can source for 200. It depends on the opportunity you have, it depends on your committee, it depends on so many factors.
Yeah.
Your ability, your relationship with some people, there are so many factors.
Yeah.
So people should stop assessing members equally just because they are members.
Yeah.
Now what is the work of the National Assembly? All of us here came from various constituencies.
Yeah.
If you gather all these people and assess them, you find that they possibly come from one location. And they're shouting for Nigeria, and that's not correct. If you have a representative, let each and every one of them go back and protest against their representative in their, or give their demands. Why should somebody, when we have a federal system of government, while we have a representative parliament, or over 360 members and 109 senators, all of us come from our various constituencies. If you have issue, go back and address the issue at our constituency. We'll bring it here. But you can't be putting demand on government and say it must be done now. It's not possible. It has never worked anywhere. And from the pictures and video we have seen, some people were responsible for providing jollof rice. How much is a pack of jollof rice? Distributing water, drinks, everything for them. It's not fair. It's not fair because this will kill Nigeria and they will suffer more. We were coming back there before yesterday, they were shouting. I said, look at these people. The sacrifice I made for Nigeria, they can't make 1/4 of it. We suffer for Nigeria and we are still suffering for Nigeria. Somebody will just come because you are somebody claim that he has more right over you in Nigeria. Or you love Nigeria more. It's not fair. So if anybody has issues, let him go back to his patriotic constituency and vote issues are representative. If they don't trust their representative, let's represent them through the electoral process. But you cannot allow everybody to just do what he likes. Look at what is happening with that in Lagos. So people are carrying gun. Why shouldn't we be protesting and carrying gun? So which means an opportunity for some people to come in and take advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
So people have to be very, very careful. If some people are supposed to are against the government, they have to be very careful. They have to love Nigeria. They should not allow themselves to be used by anybody. This Nigeria is for them. If they destroy Nigeria, they destroy themselves. Because it's only when you have Nigeria that you enjoy.
Yeah.
So let them look inward. Let them be more hardworking and dedicated. If there are issues, let me tell you, all those people doing that protest, I can beat my chest, more than 70 to 80% are living under some people. They are living under some people.
That's the statistic in Nigeria, though.
Yeah?
That's the statistic in Nigeria.
So that's
most of the youths, 80-85, are still living under people.
That's what I'm saying. So when they are now coming out and protesting that government must do, you don't even know the implication of what we are saying. Now we are saying NSAS, and SAS referred a lot of Boko Haram in Borno. What do you want the Borno people to see? If you feel SAS is not useful to you, SAS is useful to other people.
Okay, but would you advise reformation?
See, let me tell you, it's not about SAS. It's about Nigerian police. It's not about Nigerian police, it's our character, Nigerians, all of us. We should not deceive ourselves.
I agree.
If we want to reform, we should do a total reform. It's not about
us.
SARS. It's not about SARS. What about custom? What about army? What about all other paramilitaries? Let me tell you, if you hear stories about what is happening in other locations, you will cry. It's not about police. Just because SARS misbehaved and they were not monitored. Because if SARS were monitored, you cannot send this type of agency without monitoring them. I saw a video clip where somebody, a retired colonel, inside his car with his family. He was jittery, his family were jittery because a SARS man can say, I'll waste you, and nothing happened. So many instances have happened. Accidental discharge, deliberate killing and whatever, and nobody is doing anything. So it's more of a license for them to continue. So this issue of SARS is not about SARS. It's about Nigerian people as a whole. We are not patriotic at all. That's why I was telling some people, our major challenge in Nigeria is not corruption, it's indiscipline.
A lot of indiscipline.
It's indiscipline that has causing problems. Somebody you come as a member of House of Parliament, the policeman say, they care. Policeman, they recruit. Some other cannot even be your orderly. You say, I don't care. What type of nonsense is that? It's not about me as an individual, it's about the position.
In the office you hold.
That's what I'm saying. So you see, in Nigeria, there are a lot of fundamental issues. Whether you see, let me tell you, the mistake the police made was to create another body immediately. They should have done that through the administrative process. Deploy police, they don't have to call them names. They have to give them names. You have your statistics, you have your number. Okay, these people who are deploying you, this is your new unit. You have to announce it. So our major challenge is that every time we want to introduce a policy, we want to make it, people know that we are doing this. It's not proper. If you dismantle SARS, you should hold on. Before you start, you want to create another body to replace SARS.
Yeah.
How would now later you now say, okay, all those people in SARS cannot be, how would somebody know?
No. Yeah.
How would somebody know?
At least they should be on
You should publish the names of the SARS people and publish the name of the... So all this is unnecessary because it's a security issue. They should have hold on, deploy administrative process of redeploying to replace SARS without giving them any other name.
Yeah, that's true.
So honestly speaking, Nigeria will have a lot of issues.
Thank you so much.
The papyrus.